Hello, welcome to AFA Hub. My name is Jordan, and today we have a special guest, Van Partible, best known for the creator of Johnny Bravo for Cartoon Network. He's also done character design and other stuff too. I know this because I saw his Wikipedia. Van, I heard you have a presentation to show us about your
I have a presentation to show you about my life, I guess, and also just to get you thinking about what a person that works in animation does, and just show you examples of what I've been working on and what I have worked on and stuff like that. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll know that because I've done that and it's stressful.
It's very stressful.
Yes.
But it's also very fun and rewarding.
I know that too.
It's one of those things that it takes a long time to do what you got to do, and there's a lot of steps to do it. But when it's like I think Jorge Gutierrez.
Yep.
He has this fun quote
Jorge's
that
very
is,
good guy.
"I hate animating, but I love having animated."
Yep, that sounds appropriate.
Yes. So, anyways, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Do you want me to just start up
Yep.
and say stuff? So, as Jordan said, my name is Van Partible. I am originally from Salinas, California. Anyone know where Salinas, California is? It's the lettuce capital of the world. I'm sure you all eat lettuce because it's like the fruit of all vegetables. Does that make fun? Anyways, I grew up wanting to make cartoons. That was my thing. But I didn't know how you're supposed to go about doing that. I grew up reading a lot of comic books. Did any of you guys read comic books?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my thing. So, like, me and my two brothers, we grew up collecting comic books. So by the time I graduated high school, we had about 10,000 comic books, which was kind of fun. It kept growing. It's still grown after that, but I sat around, I know that number because I kind of cataloged them before I left for college, because that's the kind of thing you do when you have nothing better to do. It's like, I just finished high school. I'm going into college. What do I have time to do? I have time to count our comic books. So we did that. I went to Loyola Marymount University. Anyone know that school? It's up in, very good. It's up by LAX, by the airport. I started there as a communications major because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work in animation. I actually knew that I wanted to work in the entertainment industry, but I didn't know how to get in. I don't know if y'all feel that. I felt I didn't know anybody because, like I said, I was from Salinas, California. I had no contacts. I couldn't call somebody and say, "Hey, I would love to be an animation person." But I went there, and what I discovered was they had an animation class. They had one animation class, and it was something that I've always wanted to do. So, because I grew up drawing. Anyone here draw? Drawing, totally fun. So I was like, maybe I could be an art major. Maybe I could sit and just draw commercial artwork, do ads, and do all those kind of different things. I needed to figure out what I wanted to do, but I didn't know what that looked like. Does that make sense? I knew I wanted to use my skills. I knew that I had skills in drawing. I knew I had I didn't know yet. I didn't know I had skills in animation. I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I was interested in it, but I didn't know the practicality of it. But they had one class, and so I took that one class, and I learned how to animate, and it was just the most fun thing for me to watch my drawings come to life. And I wanted to be a film major at the same time, but I didn't have the money to be a film major. You guys have a lot of really accessible equipment right now. Didn't have that. We used to work, I took my first film class at LMU, and we used a Super 8 camera. Anyone heard of a Super 8 camera? Mm-hmm. Where you use film and you're just pressing, it makes all that noise. Oh no. Anyways, those are the things we had to learn how to edit with a machine where you would splice and you would have the film and you would cut it and do all those different things. It was just it was very fun and tactile, meaning you were very hands-on when you were making film. You knew how long things were, how this amount would last a second long. Those kind of things. I was very much into math when I was in high school. I don't know if anyone's really into math, wow. But I like counting. 24 frames per second was kind of a neat concept to me, and then basing those on 6 frames and 8 frames and doing all those different things and learning timing. I don't know if you guys know much about like old Bugs Bunny cartoons. There's a guy named Chuck Jones who he would time out his animation on musical bar sheets, which was a really interesting thing. So there was just a rhythm to it all. In filmmaking, there's a rhythm to things. I was talking with my other director friend. When he watches a scene, he has to feel the scene going. Is it rhythmic? Or does it feel off kilter or anything like that? So I learned music. I learned all those different things. So when I went to college, that was my fun thing, is that I took a bunch of classes that helped me kind of cement what I wanted to do. Like, I was in the choir. I love to sing. I don't know if any of you guys like singing. I'm not like the greatest singer, so I'm not going to show you that I sing. But I learned how to sing, which was much more important. I learned how to count. I learned how to read music. I learned how to do all those different things. I don't play an instrument per se. I played the piano for like 2 years. But I learned how to read music and find out what that means so that I can use that in my animation. I can use that as I'm timing things out and stuff like that. So all these little things help me with what I do today, which is when I talk to people about, do you want to get into film or do you want to get into animation, you kind of have to learn the rhythms of life and you have to learn the rhythms of other jobs so that you can bring all those different things into what you do. Like, nothing is wasted. Like, I worked at a video store, like when I first, you guys don't watch videos, right? Video stores are pretty much extinct at this point. But things like that, I would learn, I would use that opportunity to learn what kind of movies there are out there. Like, what is the habits of people watching movies? There's just all kinds of little things. You're always learning something, wherever you're at. Like, you're here at the school, it's great, you're learning something every day. There's people, I teach part-time at Loyola Marymount University now. I'm going to be jumping all over the place. I hope you guys can follow me. I teach over there right now, and it's, for me, it's hard to watch sometimes because there are students there that think, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to become a film major, I'm going to become an animation major. But they get there and they just have fun doing whatever they do. It's like they're not taking their classes seriously, they're not really in there to learn their craft so much as to, they're there to finish a project or have fun doing this project. Or I have this thing where they, I've had a lot of students go through and just barely do it. It's like, I'm going to do a C- project because I just need to pass this C- class. My class is really easy, but I try to give my students a lot to take with them when they leave, because I started teaching there in 1996. I graduated in 93, but I came in back 3 years later because I wanted to pass on to my students what I didn't learn in school. And a lot of the stuff that I didn't learn in school was the stuff that I was bringing in and letting them know, you know, you don't, because you're going to this school, does not mean you're going to get an automatic job. You're going to this school to learn, and depending on the things that you get offered internship opportunities, you get offered an opportunity to meet people who are also on that path to go into animation or go into film or do all those different things. You're meeting your peers that are going to help get you your work. There's a lot of people that don't use it as that, and so by the time they get out, they have nothing to show. They don't have a really great film. Their drawing skills have not improved from when they came in as a freshman to when they came in as a senior, and they often blame us teachers, like, you didn't teach me how to draw this. Like, so my thing is, I always want to, I teach for transformation, not information. I don't just like giving information to people. I like to present it to them and hopefully inspire them to want to learn and want to do the next step, because that's where the best stuff comes from, is where you're just curious. It's not because I need to finish this film or I need to finish this assignment. It's like, those are things to give you opportunities to learn. But for the most part, I have friends that didn't go to school, I have friends that did, and the difference is that the people that are working right now really wanted this and really did everything that they could to have a great job. So anyways, that's me. So just so you know, this is what I do. There's like a point, and then usually people talk and they have these points. I usually go like this to get to my point. So so far I've told you a little bit about what happened up to the point where I went to Loyola Marymount University. When I was there, that's where I created Johnny Bravo. I guess that's why I brought it up. It was my senior thesis project. So I did that when I was in college. I went, like I said, I graduated, that would have been done in 1993. I don't know how many of you guys were around in 1993. You guys were not. Yeah,
Not me.
None of you.
I was born
At least 3 years later.
Yeah, most people, like I teach at the college, and most people weren't even born there. So yes, I've passed that prime. So that's the film that Hanna-Barbera saw and said we want to develop a show out of this, and we developed that into Johnny Bravo. And so that's the show that hopefully you've seen. I don't know if you've seen it or anything, but it aired from 1997 to 2003 is how long that show aired. And then back in 2009 we did one of Johnny Bravo goes to Bollywood. So it spawned everything from like video games to spin-offs. They had a JBVO show where you would it was like a call-in request cartoon show that Johnny Bravo hosted. He hosted a bunch of other random different things. So anyways, that's what I did for those number of years. So right now I'm working on this show called Pete the Cat, which is super fun. It's a show on Amazon Prime. I'm directing on that series at this point. It's based on the children's book series Pete the Cat, which I'm sure now you're older to know what that basic thing is. See, so I'm pretty much before you and after you, but it's fun because it's for preschool. But the thing about preschool that I really like now is that we have to rely on being clever, and we have to rely on comedy, and we have to rely on good, solid storytelling. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want to work on preschool cartoons. That must be so easy." It's not, and it's the most fun and rewarding and freeing because they allow for tender moments. They allow for funny characters, and so I feel like the writers are doing a really good job, that I'm able to execute these really great stories. We're working with this company called Cartoon Saloon in Ireland. I don't know if any of you have seen Song of the Sea, or what was the other movie, The Secret of Kells, or The Breadwinner. Those three movies, those were their big three movies, but they're in Ireland, so it's always fun working with Irish folks. One of the ladies we were working with is just nominated for an Oscar this year, Nuria Blanco. She was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Short. So if you guys watch the Oscars next month, you'll see all these fun folks. So that is me in a nutshell of what I am and what I've been doing. I also teach at Loyola Marymount part-time. I'm going to be teaching storyboarding coming up this semester, but I've been teaching character design. Has anyone ever watched anybody do voice recordings or anything like that? Like, this is the little girl, Juliet. She's the one that...
Oh.
I just can't go because it's the scariest place. It makes my paws shake and my heart starts to race.
So those are the kind of things she made me laugh, because she did this one video. She had to sing this song. That's not that song. That's the same one. She did.
When sleep will not come, lullaby.
So there's a song, a lullaby song, but this song is not a lullaby.
Lullaby. This song is not
person that you saw recording right here, that guy's name is Swampy Marsh. I don't know if you guys, did any of you guys go up to Disney to go visit those? He co-created Phineas and Ferb.
I've been to Disneyland,
Okay.
but asking me to do what?
I'm sorry, say. What was your question?
Asking me to do what?
I think the office you're talking about, the Glendale
Yeah.
office, went to visit Disney.
Yes.
Not our office.
Okay. There you go.
I've driven by.
Different people.
What?
I've driven past the Disney office.
Well, I have been to Disneyland.
Disneyland. Yes.
Have you been to?
There's a bunch of fun stuff.
Have you been to
So
Disney?
all the different people do voice. So this is the guy that does the voice of Gustavo.
Well, I see you're admiring my t-shirt. It's First Officer Doc Billingsley from Space Cat 3611. You look a lot...
So you saw him. We do it at different studios. So this is a video of the girl. Okay, you'll know who these people are. Let me see if I can find. It's not just pictures, because we had to record them. Sorry, I'm just going up this thing. They are. Like, does anyone watch that show, The Middle?
Yeah, I recognize
Wow.
his voice instantly.
You did?
Yeah, Adam
Well,
Schaefer.
Yes.
Modern Family is the same.
Yeah, his was the voice of. Oh gosh, I wish I could find
There's
it.
a show called The Top.
Oh, here's some good ones. So this girl, she is on Phineas and Ferb. She plays.
All 39 steps are complete. We are done. All 39 steps are complete. We are done.
So all voice actors, they have to figure out different ways to read lines when they're doing their records. So here's one of. This is Atticus Schaefer. He played Brick, is what you guys saw. Brick on the middle. Why is that going so fast?
A lot of sugar.
I know. What is that about? Yeah, there's maybe
That's funny.
It's not going. It's going really fast because of something.
Catgo and the 9 lives.
Catgo and the 9 lives. Catgo and the 9 lives.
So they have to always figure out different ways to read it, because if you kept saying the same thing over and over again, you're not giving the directors or the people a choice. So like if I had to say, if my line was I want to go to work, they said action, you said I want to go to work, and they go, okay, give me another take, and you said I want to go to work. It's like the exact same thing. So you kind of want to say I want to go to work, or I want to go to work, or whatever. You keep giving them different inflections, because there's different ways to say things. You don't always want to say the same thing, but you want to give them a choice. Usually they'll give you an idea of how they want it said. They'll give you your intention. What is the intention of this scene? What is your motivation for this scene? It's like you have to explain it to them, because if you read it on a piece of paper, I want to go to work, that's how you would read it. So if you know what the intention is, like this person doesn't really want to go to work, you would get those reads like I want to go to work. You would get something like that. So otherwise you'll go I want to go to work.